It's a humid night in upstate New York. Elizabeth Gilbert is sitting at her kitchen table, clutching a battered notebook, wrestling with a truth no one talks about. Creativity is as elusive as magic itself. Suddenly, an idea strikes her, not a lightning bolt but a gentle whisper. What if inspiration is a living, breathing thing, eager but shy? And what if fear is just part of the dance? That night she opens a door no one told her existed. But does she step through? Hang on, because that's just the beginning. Gilbert opens a chapter on fear and creativity, two uneasy roommates. She paints the age-old battle but reveals something surprising. Fear is the enemy you think it is. Elizabeth recalls facing a paralyzing fear when starting a new novel in 2013. She felt crippled, waiting for perfect conditions that never came. Instead of fleeing, she leaned in, feeling fear's presence as a guardian. That trembling energy actually pushed her to stay honest and accountable, unlike reckless bravado. Fear wasn't sabotage. It was a strange ally ensuring she didn't fake her way through her art. But how does that change the way you chase your dreams? She imagines ideas as impish sprites who tap you on the shoulder in the grocery store or whisper on subway rides. These visitors are partial to curiosity, quick to vanish if ignored, like lousy guests who check out early if you're not paying attention. Creativity isn't a prize you claim, it's a relationship you nurture. Gilbert's metaphor clicks. Idea and artist must dance, or the magic slips away. Throwing caution to the wind isn't the answer. Instead, Elizabeth teaches us how courage works like a tamer of wild horses. When you wrangle your fear, you don't shut down, you stay curious and committed. The payoff: a creative life that's full, vibrant, and deeply yours. Because bravery doesn't mean no fear, it means showing up anyway. Gilbert confronts the deep lie many of us tell, that we need permission to create. But who's holding the keys? She flips the script, freeing you before you even ask. She shares a story from her own life. During the early days of Eat, Pray, Love, she felt trapped by everyone's expectations. Critics, friends, even herself, placing invisible shackles on what she could or couldn't write. Then one day, the fog lifted when she realized no external force was truly blocking her, only the story she told herself. She threw away the key and started writing on her own terms. It's a radical act that rewrites your whole relationship with creativity. Elizabeth paints creative permission like a passport you issue yourself. Unlike bureaucratic red tape, there's no form to fill or gatekeeper to please. Once you claim this self-given pass, the entire world opens. She compares it to a child skipping stones by a lake, effortless, joyful, and utterly free. The boundary isn't real, it's a mental wall you get to knock down. The magic of play is just child's fun. It's the rocket fuel for your best ideas. Gilbert describes how she uses light-hearted experiments, writing terrible prose, dancing wildly, or cooking bizarre recipes, to jolt herself out of the stifling seriousness. This playful stance melts resistance and invites creativity to flow in unexpected, electric ways. The surprise payoff: serious work that feels effortless and alive. What sparks creativity? Gilbert argues it's not genius or talent alone, it's curiosity. But curiosity's a tricky flame to catch. She warns, you must lean into it without knowing where it leads. Elizabeth shares a vivid scene from her backyard in Connecticut, where curiosity nudged her to excavate a small relic buried in the dirt, not because she needed to, but because something mysterious whispered to her. That small act of following curiosity sparked months of unexpected research, igniting a novel idea. This story crushes the myth that creatives must plan every step first. Sometimes, curiosity alone guides you into wild, brilliant adventures. She likens curiosity to an animal tracking scent through a dense forest, unstoppable, playful, and sometimes directionless. Planning creativity too rigidly is like putting that animal in a cage. The magic suffocates. She shows that true artists trust the messy, twisting path curiosity often takes. It's chaotic, uncomfortable, and precisely where new brilliance blooms. And here's the rich twist. All that risk, embracing uncertainty, failing publicly, looking foolish, is the currency you pay for creative freedom. Elizabeth claims that risk holds the keys for growth and transformation. When you stop fearing the stumble, the creative life unlocks in surprising new dimensions. You're invited to dare and to delight in the unknown. She drops a truth bomb: inspiration is unreliable. It won't wait around for you to be perfect or ready. So what does the committed creative do? Show up, again and again. Elizabeth recounts her grueling 2010 writing routine when Eat, Pray, Love was demanding a sequel. Every morning, she forced herself to write 2 pages, even if she felt drained or uninspired. Over time, that stubborn persistence built her creative stamina and opened channels of flow that waiting for inspiration never could. The real magic was less glamorous but far more powerful: the discipline of simply showing up. But how does that look in your life? She compares creative work to an old-growth forest, towering, majestic, but slowly grown from thousands of tiny seeds planted in faithful rhythm. Those seeds are daily rituals: writing the morning page, sketching, or brainstorming. Without this slow, steady tending, the forest withers. Inspiration is a breeze that moves through the forest, but only if the trees are there to catch it. The payoff: you reclaim the myth of the tortured genius waiting for divine muse visits. Instead, creativity belongs to those who build daily habits, quiet victories unseen by the world but heroic beneath the surface. Elizabeth insists your daily showing up will surprise you. It lightens fear, ignites innovation, and deepens your joy in creating. Gilbert circles back to magic, the real core of creativity. It's not a myth or a rare lightning bolt, but a way of living boldly, full of joy and fearless curiosity, ready to live a little big magic yourself. Elizabeth tells of her moments in small-town New Hampshire when the mundane, the buzz of a neon sign, a stranger's laugh, turned sacred. Those everyday sparks fed her writing life deeper than any grand idea. It's a call to notice the subtle enchantment all around us. Magic isn't in the extraordinary, it's in your ability to see with fresh eyes. But can you catch that feeling when life feels so stiff? She warns that clinging desperately to results or applause suffocates magic like holding water in a fist. The metaphor she uses is a hand opening and closing. You must learn to open and release freely to invite creativity's flow. This surrender isn't weakness. It's the gateway to freshness and innovation in your work and life. And the best part: joy is the secret sauce. Gilbert insists that creativity without joy is like a day without sunlight. When you invite play, curiosity, and delight back into your process, you live with magical abandon. That's the transformation. Doing your work because it thrills you, not because you have to, lighting your life from the inside out. Remember that humid night in upstate New York? Elizabeth Gilbert sat wondering whether creativity was a fluke or a force she could invite. Now you see it's neither accident nor myth, it's a lived experience. Fear keeps you honest, curiosity drives you forward, permission, S in your hands, and showing up daily builds your creative muscle. Try this. Tomorrow, give yourself full permission to play, to be curious, and to create without waiting for a green light. It won't feel like magic at first, but stick with it, because magic always shows up for those who keep the faith. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.